Ryan Hamilton. Bo Bigelow. Bo, can you hear me?
Yep, present.
Tyler Jones. Peter Shaka.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Having a quorum, we will go ahead and move into our communications from citizens. At this time, members of the public may comment on matters not on the agenda. The commission's response is limited to responding to criticism, asking staff to review a matter commented upon, or asking that a matter be put on a future agenda. We currently have one person prepared to speak. Do we have any other communications from citizens at this time? Seeing none, if Jamie Hoffman, you'd like to take the podium.
Hello, thank you. I would just like to go on record to say that getting over the railroad tracks right by downtown Gilbert is quite a effort, especially with a carriage with children. And this is coming from me and my neighbors and everybody that lives west of downtown Gilbert. As you grow downtown Gilbert and we want to go down there, we want to go down there safely. And it's really dark and really hard to get over. Just a second ago, I took a picture of what they do going the other direction towards Arizona Wilderness. And you can get right over those railroad tracks. Doesn't look like a very expensive fix. Some lighting would be nice too, but just at least to be able to get over on a bicycle without getting every kid out, detaching the trailer, getting both things over, and then doing it all over again. So that's it.
Thank you, Jamie. With that, we will go ahead and move on to our administrative items. We will consider approval of our meeting minutes from the May 15th, 2019 meeting. Do we have any edits to those meeting minutes at this time? Seeing none, do we have a motion to approve the Redevelopment Commission meeting minutes for May 15th, 2019?
Through the chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the May 15th meeting minutes.
Do we have a second?
I second that motion.
Having a second, we will go ahead and proceed to a vote. Those in favor say aye.
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 Seeing none opposed, the meeting minutes from the May 15, 2019 Redevelopment Commission passes. Now we will proceed on to our public hearing. I now open the public hearing. Items will be heard at one public hearing, at which time anyone wishing to comment on a public hearing item may do so. Comments will be heard from those in support of or in opposition to an item. In order to comment on a public hearing item, you must fill out a public comment form indicating the item number on which you wish to be heard. Once the hearing is closed, there will be no further public comment unless requested by a member of the commission. After the public hearing, the commission may act on all items not requiring additional staff, public, or commission comment with a single vote. Staff, if you'll please come forward for item UP 1933, Fifth Estate Tattoo.
Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. My name is Josh Rogers. I am a planner with the town. We are considering a use permit for Fifth Estate Tattoo. I do have a quick presentation that I'm going to go through, but if you have any additional questions after, I'd be more than happy to answer. I do believe the applicant is here as well to answer any questions you might have. Just a quick rundown of the location. If you notice in the lower right-hand corner, this is a current location of Fifth Estate Tattoo, where they've been located a little over 10 years. They are simply seeking to move up to a new location within the Heritage Marketplace. They are requesting a conditional use permit to operate a tattoo studio within the Heritage Village Center. This is just a better visual of where they will be locating. The suite that they are seeking to move into is a little over 1,700 square feet right next to Clever Koi in the building 4 of the Heritage Marketplace. In order for a use permit to be considered for approval within the town of Gilbert, there must be 4 findings made. I've given a brief rundown of what those findings entail. In your staff report is the more in-depth rundown of those findings. The first one is that the use won't be detrimental to the area. Staff, through our research, we found no reason to believe that the tattoo studio moving to the new location would be detrimental to the area or to the public. The second finding is that the use conforms to the intent of our general plan or long-term vision. We do find that the studio, it does conform to the vision that we do have for the town, and then also the Heritage Village Center, just in general. The third finding is that the use conforms to the zoning code. If you notice in your staff reports, there are some boundary conditions for tattoo studios. I did give a run-through of that in my staff report, but we did find that the tattoo studio does meet all those boundary requirements. And then the fourth and last one is that the use will not unreasonably interfere with the enjoyment of surrounding properties. Just through our research, we found that the tattoo studio moving to the new location wouldn't interfere with enjoyment of any surrounding uses or people visiting the downtown. Everything is internal and there's no outward effect. Just in closing, just our recommendation, staff recommends to the commission that you recommend to the planning commission approval of UP 1933, conditional use permit for a tattoo studio in the Heritage Village Center. As I mentioned, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have or the applicant as well. Thank you.
Thank you, staff. Do any of our commissioners have any questions or comments?
Through the chair, I do have a couple questions. So the first question is on the application, it says 2.72 acres. So while the suite that we have outlined is 1,700 square feet, does that mean that within this 2.72 acres, we can perhaps other tattoo parlors can come in? Will they need a special use permit as well? Sometimes there's synergies between similar uses. So question would be, is the 2.72 acres now eligible for other tattoo shops to come in?
Thank you, Commissioner. The use permit is tied to the suite itself. And there are some internal tenant renovations that the applicant is going to be applied for. And then usually in the application, we'd have the use permit tied to a suite number. However, as a condition of approval, you've noticed that we have delayed the effectiveness of this use permit until we get an actual suite number, and that use permit will be tied to the suite itself, not the rest of the parcel. So the parcel itself is 2.7 acres, but or the Heritage Marketplace is 2.7 acres, but the use permit's just for the suite.
Thank you. And also through the chair, the second question is there a time frame? Sometimes use permits that are conditional are renewed annually or every several years or based on the traffic. So is this an not irrevocable, but is there a time set for this use permit?
Commissioner, there is no set time frame for a use permit. There's no time frame.
Also through the chair, so kind of to benefit the applicant, if I may, in kind of thinking in the future, if they were to grow, if they had more artists or they had an amazing foot traffic and they wanted to take on the neighboring suite, if the neighboring suite became available, could they come to staff only, or would they have to come back to this commission? Because the parcel is actually, defined here, and I understand it will be tied to a suite, but times change, and so their business may grow and take the whole strip, right? So my question is, would they come back to this commission, or could that be done at a staff level?
Commissioner, I am not 100% on that. I may defer to our town legal department, but to my knowledge, it is for the 1,700 square feet, some odd square feet of that suite alone. So any expansion, to my knowledge, would require us to come forward for an additional or a change to the conditional use permit. I don't know if our legal department has any more input, but that's my understanding.
Yeah.
I don't at the time. I need to look into it.
And the only purpose for that would be the ease for the applicant, right? A lot of things are handled at the staff level, and it wouldn't be necessary for a public meeting since if we approve this, it would be seemingly unnecessary to come back here again, is my only point. So with that, I have no more questions. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions from Commissioner Bigelow?
Nope. Maybe if they could give a discount to anyone who wants to get a tattoo of the water tower, that would be pretty cool. I'm good. No questions.
And I can attest that you guys have been good neighbors as well, and I don't really see any major changes that you guys are doing in the building at all. So I'm going to be in favor of this, I think. And with that, seeing none. Okay.
No more questions, Chairman.
Are there any members of the public at this time that wish to speak on item number 2?
Mr. Chairman, I do not have any requests to speak.
Okay, although we don't have any at this time, we do have 3 that are here at the meeting that are in favor of this project. Does the applicant wish to say any words? Go ahead and come on forward.
Taylor Tassell. It's good to meet all of you guys. We just really wanted to say thank you. I mean, we've been here for 10 years and we're very invested in Gilbert, and we're thankful for this opportunity to move to a new location and hopefully expand a little bit.
Awesome. I'm glad business is going well.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Yeah, water towers for everyone. Taylor Tassell.
Okay. Having no other public comments, I would entertain a motion.
Through the chair, I make a motion to approve UP 19-33 Fifth Estate Tattoo, a request for a conditional use permit.
Do I have a second?
I will second that motion.
Having a second, those in favor, please say aye.
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 Seeing none opposed, UP 1933 does pass. At this time, I will go ahead and close the public hearing. We will proceed now to communications. There is no report from the chair at this time. We don't have a report from our council liaison. And do we have a report from commissioners? Okay. Seeing none, do we have a report from our staff liaison?
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, I just wanted to provide a brief update regarding the design guidelines for the Heritage District and let you know that we are continuing our efforts to move toward a more visual design guideline. As such, we're working in obtaining a scope of work with a local architecture firm or working with our redevelopment plan company. And the idea is that we would then move to more of a visual graphical design standard and would then revisit that with all of our stakeholder groups and our technical committee. So there will be more to come on that, and we will be keeping both the public and stakeholders and of course the commission apprised of those dates as we have that imagery and those graphics.
Awesome. Thank you. At this time, I adjourn the meeting. Thank you.